Back. What's up, everyone? Welcome to part 2 of my Q&A. And this is the answer part, of course. And we're going to start right off because that last part was really long. I didn't know it was actually that long. I thought it was going to be like maybe 15-20 minutes. It was like almost 30 minutes. I was like, God damn. But, you know, whatever. I'm a partner now, so I can make longer videos than just 15 minutes. So, yay. Anyway, let's start off with Knick-Knack's 2 questions, which he had to make it into 2 different comments because they were too long, I guess. And this one I actually read already, and I thought about it, but I'm going to read it again, just for you guys. Number 1. Rank these films, etc. from 1 through 5, with 1 being the thing you'll most likely sit through, and 5 being I'd rather have Frank Castle chop off my legs with the paddle saw and throw me to the mall zombies rather than watch this. I called him Frank Castle on purpose, if you know what I'm talking about, which I do. It was my Dead Rising 2 off the record review, and I called Frank West Frank Castle. Fucking hilarious. No. Oh man, I screwed up. By the way, if you don't know, Frank Castle is the Punisher, not fucking Frank West, but not the fantastic guy. I covered wars, you know. Not that guy. So anyway, alright, the 5 movies he wants me to, you know, combine, like, put into a 5-to-1 order, 5 being the one I'll sit through, 1 being the one I'll sit through, and 5 being the fuck that shit. Alright, Salo, a Serbian film, Bako no Pico. I have not watched this. I've seen people review it on YouTube. He tried to cover his ass on this one. And Cannibal Holocaust and Passion of the Christ. Well, number 1, I'd pick Passion of the Christ because I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it was pretty violent, but to be honest, I've seen way more violent movies than that. And it wasn't like it was a snuff film. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like it was, you know, it felt real. It didn't, because it looked like a Hollywood budget movie, and I don't know, it wasn't that violent. So number 1, I'd sit through that. Number 2, I would say Cannibal Holocaust, because I've seen it, and the only part that makes me go, oh god, is when they rip open that fucking turtle. I was like, oh no, why would you do that? Everything else is like violent, but it's obviously fake. But still, I mean, not obviously. It looks pretty real, but it's fake anyway. Besides them ripping that turtle open. That's actually a real turtle that they ripped open. And every time I think of that scene, I'm like, oh my god. Number 3 would actually be Boko no Pico, because I looked it up, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I would never watch that. Get out of my face. Damn it. I looked it up, I was like, okay, what the hell is this? And then I looked up images, I'm like, oh god. It's like, what they call, hentai, but, you know, Japanese cartoon porn, pretty much, anime porn, except it's like about a little girl that gets raped or something. Like, first of all, I'm not watching because it's anime, and second of all, I get really uncomfortable when, like, rape gets involved and shit. That's why Salo and the Serbian film is definitely in my top 2, but this one's definitely weird. I'm never watching that. I mean, I wouldn't anyway, but seeing that's about girls getting raped, no, definitely not. I think it's about that. I just looked up a picture and I was like, oh, fuck that. I'm just going to guess that's what it's about. Either way, I'm not going to watch it anyway. Don't search it up either. And number 4, I guess, would be the next one. Number 4 would be, to be honest, I would say a Serbian film, only because there's only a couple scenes where it gets really grotesque. I heard there's a scene where the dude, like, fucks an infant baby. And like the baby just comes out and he's like, fuck the shit, and he does, and it's really weird. But the next one, number 5, Salo, I heard about. It's all about a bunch of teenagers getting, you know, raped and like fucking beat and tortured for a whole fucking movie. That's the entire movie, just a bunch of teenagers getting beat and raped and shit. That I couldn't sit through. Like, a Serbian film, I could close my eyes during those scenes, which I wouldn't. I'll probably laugh at those. But oh god. But I could close my eyes to that shit. But, Salo, I would have to close my entire fucking eyes for the entire movie, so there's no point in watching that. So, there you go. To be honest, it was pretty much in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, good choices there. Anyway, Knick-Knack asks one more question, which hopefully wouldn't last fucking 4 minutes. Sorry for the second comment, but I didn't have enough room. Number 2, you have the option of killing one, fucking one, and marrying one. The 3 things are down below. Phoenix Wright, Pokemon, and 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. I would kill Pokemon because I'm getting tired of it, to be honest. I would fuck 999 and I would marry Phoenix Wright, because Phoenix Wright is like pretty much my childhood. Like when I was like 14, 15, I played that game. I was like, all right, it's not my childhood, but it's my teenage years of childhood, I guess. And it was such a good game. I was like, oh man, the characters are so likable. I can't wait for the second one. It's just so good. And I love all that mystery shit. Not really mystery, but like solving crimes and stuff. Even though you're a lawyer, you're not supposed to do that. I don't know, I thought it was fun. And 999 was a great game, but it's not a series yet. I mean, there's a second one coming out later this year. It's not called 999 2. That would be stupid. But there's a second one coming out. It's like called Virtue's Last Reward, I think. And I'm looking forward to that, but it's still not a series. Maybe if the series, like 2 or 3 more come out and I love those, maybe it'll be better than Phoenix Wright. But for now, Phoenix Wright, I would marry it. Definitely. So there you go. That was Nick Nack. Alright, next one is from Sweep Studios, and I don't know who he's talking about when he says Eric. Like, I don't know who Eric is. I guess he thinks my name is Eric? I don't know. Maybe he meant to comment on someone else? I don't know. Eric, how wealthy are you? And, wait. Eric, how wealthy are you because you buy a lot of shit? I'm not wealthy, I just have... I get good deals, and that's really it. I just get good deals, and I have a lot of money on my disposal. And when I mean a lot, I don't mean like thousands of dollars. I have like $100 at times, and maybe 50 and stuff. And I just buy stuff when it's on sale. Like most of the games I buy are like $5 to $6 to $7 to $8. You know, like I don't know, when I bought Harry Potter and Dynasty Warriors 5 and Dead Space 2 on PS3. Those are all just like $15 altogether for all those. So yeah. I just get stuff cheap. It's not really like I'm rich or anything. The next question is pretty much the same thing. Gore, are you rich, and can you go into detail on how much money you get to buy all this shit? Well, I won't go into real detail. I'll just say this, okay? I get money from Google every month pretty much now, because since I was a partner. I don't really tweet about it or anything because I'm not one of those fucking dudes like, I got money, blah, blah. But, I get money every month. I get money. I get the monies every month. Again, I'm sorry for everybody talking in the background, but I can't stop that. I can't just tell a bunch of 8-year-olds to shut the fuck up. Anyway, you could still hear me, so whatever. Besides that, like before I was a partner, I got money from selling my books from college, and every like 5 weeks, because I had 5-week classes, I would get 2 new books, and each book would go for $80 to $90, maybe even $150, and I would sell those every 5 weeks. So I would get money for that, and that's how I would pay for stuff in the last year and a half, besides from partnership. And that's pretty much it, really. I don't have a job. I used to have a job. I used to work at fucking Game Crazy for like a year, and that was done because that place is done also. So anyway, there you go. Gore, what do you plan to do in the future, not just on YouTube but in real life? I really want to know what you're striving for. This is his third question, but really it's kind of his second one, because his first one was the same fucking question as the second one. What do I want to do? I want to actually be a game designer. Like I said, I want to work at a really good studio, maybe not like a BioWare, but more like a somewhat small company that still releases somewhat big games, like Witcher 2, like whatever company made that, Project CDK, I think, or KCD or something like that. I can't remember, but like that studio, or people that made Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, if that still existed, that studio got shut down, sadly. Even Prototype, but Radical got shut down too, which makes me sad. But smallish companies that still do somewhat big games, like Darkness 2 developer. That's a good one too. So yeah, I love Darkness 2. So alright, and he asked one more question. He says, fuck my other questions, answer this question please. Do you like my YouTube channel? I really want to know. Well, I watched a couple of your videos. I do like your YouTube channel. I really do. I like your reviews. I like how you wear that bag. That bag's really nice. Because he wears a bag for his reviews. I don't know why. But he likes it. He likes to wear the bag, and I kind of like it too. It's alright. I don't watch all your videos because I don't have all the time to do that. But I watched a couple. They're nice. I like them. So go check them out. The Sweep Studios. We'll just look at it too, just like we did with the other dude. Why not? You can see my reflection a little bit. It's his video right there. Got some videos. Ted movie review. See how he wears the bag? You can kind of see it there. Ted movie review. A bunch of other shit. I don't know. It doesn't have many subscribers, so I could check him out, I guess. Alright. So, already 9 minutes in, and we didn't even get that far. Alright, so you know what? Let's go. Let's just keep going. Alright. Chicken Doodle Soup 555 asks, what's your favorite movie of all time? I don't have a favorite movie of all time. Why would you ask me that? Why would you do this? Is that a joke? It better be a joke. Okay? Because I said no generic questions. But my favorite movie of all time, I don't know. Casper the Friendly Ghost. Alright, next one. Scruffus. And Chicken Noodle Soup, I know. I mean, he's been around for a little while, so he's probably just screwing with me. Alright, so Scruffus says, what would you do if you went viral? I'd get all the fucking money, and I would be like, Way William Johnson, or whatever fucking name is, and I'd get the monies. First of all, I would assassinate all those motherfuckers that are talking in the background. Then I would just get bitches and stuff, and I'd say, screw my fans, I don't even care. And then I'll make a bunch of really terrible Let's Plays where I talk and try to be funny and say it's all immature, even though I'm being immature. That's DSP. And, you know, I'd just be a jerk-off. So anyway, yeah, that's what I would do. No, I would never do any of that. I don't know what I would really do, to be honest, so, sorry. But, I don't know. Next one, that was Scruffus. Next one, Crazy Keg 36. Number 1, could you please do a quick summary of Dark Souls? Like, I guess he means review. I never did a review for Dark Souls, but it's a very hard, very challenging game, but very rewarding when you get past parts. Like, if you beat a boss and you're like, man, I did this like 500 times, and you finally beat him, you feel like the king of the universe when you do it. Like, yeah! So yeah, it's a really challenging game, but very rewarding. So I really like Dark Souls. There you go. Number 2, what is your favorite Final Fantasy game? To be honest, I don't really have a favorite one. To be honest, I never actually completed one. The only one I did and I loved was Final Fantasy Tactics on the Game Boy Advance and PS1. That's the only one, to be honest. So there you go, Final Fantasy Tactics. Yay. Next one is from Sigma Chicken 09, and he says, who's your favorite WWF/E wrestler of all time? And my favorite one, to be honest, is Kane. I love Kane just because he can either be just a kind of funny type or kind of scary type and kind of like just badass type all the time. I love Kane, I really do. Especially that Royal Rumble where he eliminated like 13, 14 people at once. Well, not at once, but throughout the entire Royal Rumble, I was like, man, Kane is a badass, and he's just so awesome. I mean, he didn't win that Royal Rumble, Stone Cold won, which is definitely one of my favorites also. But still, he was a badass in that. I love Kane, so there you go. I would say he's my favorite. Of course, The Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H are my favorites too, and Undertaker, who is supposedly his brother in the show, definitely. Alright, and the second question is if Capcom decided on making you a playable character in a fighting game, what would be your moveset / style / and why? Well, to be honest, I mean, Capcom would probably make me into a character just to make another $10 because they're fucking money hungry. But, I don't know what moveset, to be honest. I'm not really big, like, Street Fighter or whatever fucking guy, or Street Fighter Cross Tekken, whatever. So I don't really know what moveset / style. My style would be like fucking Drunken Panda or something. Kind of like a Kung Fu Panda, except if he was drunk. And my moveset would probably be like a bunch of fart noises and a bunch of like flab flying around and hitting people and like, I don't know, choking people with my boobs and stuff. Just stuff like that, I don't know. And why would that be? Because I'm fat? Come on. So anyway, there you go. There you go. Sigma Chicken 09 watches my videos all the time. I talk to him on Skype. I'm trying to find out another rhyme. Whatever. Alright, wow, that's a long question. Hold on, I'm trying to move it. So, here, let me move back a little bit. So, I want everybody to read these questions with me. So anyway, shit, come on. Alright, Silent Chaos asks, oh, fuck. He asks, if you could take any powerful gun or guns and any powerful melee weapon or weapons and use them in the zombie apocalypse, what would they be? Okay. Powerful guns. The BFG from Doom, okay? And the chainsaw bayonet from, not bayonet, Lancer from Gears of War 3. Those are my 2 guns. And that's kind of like melee also, but whatever. And powerful melee weapons, I would pick the chainsaw sword thing that they have in that Warhammer 40K game that came out last year, which was that shooter. and which I think the chainsaw sword is just in Warhammer altogether, but I don't know. And I would pick Monkey's staff from Enslaved Odyssey to the West, the thing that can turn into like a cloud, which is like his thing that he drives around in, and his staff just gets bigger and stuff, and he just smacks the fuck out of everything. I don't know why, I would just use that. So those are the 4 things I would use: guns and melee weapons. So yeah, that was a Silent Chaos. That's a good question, even though it's somewhat generic in a way. That's fine though. It's a good question. I mean, what would you do in the zombie apocalypse? But you asked me, what 2 guns but that's a good question. I like it. Whatever, it was alright. Anyway, this is Chicken Noodle Soup 555 again, and this time he says, what's the most unique movie you have ever seen? Alright, that's a little better than his last one. I think his last one was probably just a joke. What's the most unique movie I have ever seen? I actually just mentioned one earlier, Equilibrium. That was a really unique one because it used like kung fu with guns. I'm like, god damn, that's unique as fuck. But the other one would probably be a movie that just came out this year called Silent House, which was not a great movie, but it's very unique because the entire movie is shot in just one take. So the entire movie is just never edits, never cuts. It's just the entire movie is just one take, and that's very unique and very, very impressive considering you have to be a really good actor to pull that off for like 85 minutes all the way through. And yeah, you can't screw up once, and that's really impressive to me and very unique. Sorry, I was taking a drink. Anyway, so there you go, 2 answers to your question. This one's from Weightlifter624, and he asks, hey Gore, hey, what's up? You look like Seth Rogen from Pineapple Express movie, lol. Okay, thanks. So anyway, next question. Thanks anyway. I really inspired to look like fucking Seth Rogen, so that really makes me happy. The L Jake Reviews, the L Jake Reviews asks, what's your ambition for the future? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I already answered this, but of course he wouldn't know because he probably doesn't look at all the questions before he writes his in. Again, I would like to be a game designer, so I hope I'll be in a somewhat good studio, hopefully one that doesn't freaking close down 2 weeks after I fucking get in. I would love to be in there still making YouTube videos if I can, as long as YouTube still exists, And if it doesn't, then I'll be at the next really big video website. So yeah, that's where I'll be. So anyway, that was the Jake Reviews. I'm not good at reviewing, saying things, and he's not good at spelling, obviously. Just screwing. I'm not a dick, I swear. The next one is The Gaming Bros. And number 1, do you think The Dark Knight Rises will sell more than the Avengers did on opening weekend? To be honest, I don't think so. I think it's going to get close. I think the Avengers opened up with like 207 million in its first weekend. I think The Dark Knight's going to open up to 180 to 200, probably around the 190 million in its first weekend. And it might even sell more overall, but weekend, I'm not sure. Like for opening weekend of all time, no, I don't think so. But it's definitely gonna be the second highest opening weekend of all time because everybody can't wait for that. Holy shit, I can't wait for Batman. I am so pumped. I'm like, yeah, I might not have shown much like enthusiasm towards it throughout this entire year, not going like, oh, I can't wait like 5 months before it came out, but I am. My body is ready, as Reggie Fils-Aimé would say. My body is definitely ready, so yeah, there you go. And number 2, do you think that games like Halo 4 and the new God of War should have waited until next gen to release? No, because I really want Halo 4 right fucking now, so that's a no for Halo 4, but to be honest, God of War, they could just make a new God of War anytime. It's not like it matters anymore. Obviously not, because there's like, 6 God of War games out now? The first 3, the 2 PSP games, and now this one. So, to be honest, they can make as many as they want, really. So that one I don't really care about. They could have waited. They could have just released it now. I don't really care. But Halo 4 I need right now. Alright, Halo 4 has been around since 2001, and there's only, 5 Halo games? Well, no, 7 Halo games, but that's still pretty good for a series that's been around for about 11 years. So, God of War, it has 6 games, and it's only been around since, 2004, 2005, so, I don't know. I don't know why I'm comparing that. Anyway, yeah, I don't really care about either one. I don't care about either one. I don't care about God of War. That could have been released later, or it could have been released now. I don't care. So, no, I don't think they should have waited. They should just release it now. and then make a new one that is a next-gen game. God of War 4. Kratos comes back, because who cares? Do you really care for explanation? Alright. So, Master's Degree, anyway, that was the Gaming Bros. Master Degrees asks, Master's Degree, god damn it, let me get a drink. I'm really bad at talking when I have a very, very dry mouth, which doesn't sound right at all. Whew, okay, anyway, in the new compliance film, do you think it's wrong that they made this story into a film? Wait, what? Compliance film? I never even heard of this. Hold on. I'm gonna search that shit up right now on compliance. Hold on, let me zoom this shit out. Wow, 100%. Look at that shit. What's this movie about? Who stars in it? No one I know. Becky and Sandra aren't the best friends. Sandra is a middle-aged manager at a fast food restaurant. Becky is a teenage counter girl who really needs a job one stressful day. Too many customers and too little bacon. Uh-oh. A police officer calls, accusing Becky of stealing money from a customer's purse, which she vehemently denies. Sandra, overwhelmed by her managerial responsibilities, complies with the officer's orders to detain Becky. This choice begins a nightmare that tragically blurs the lines between expedience and prudence, legally and reason. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know, man. I never heard of this film. You'd think I would because I'm a fucking Gordon movie guy, but no, I never heard of it. It sounds good. No, it sounds like it could be a funny but very serious movie. No, I don't know. To be honest, from what I've read from that description. Why not make it into a movie? Who cares? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, bro. Sorry. I mean, you expect Gordon movie guy to explain this shit, but I've heard of many indie movies, but I never heard of that one, which I should have, because fucking... Oh, it didn't even come out yet. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't hear of it. It's not even out yet. I look like a week in the future to see what comes out, not like 2 months, so that's why I didn't hear of it. So sorry, I can't really answer that, but I don't know, it seems like a decent story, even though it's kind of sounds silly in a way. Anyway, XX Hybrid Nation XX, he says, when was the last you had sex? Alright, first of all, when's the last you had a fucking grammar teacher? And the second question he has is, are you a virgin? And I'm like, that's my business. I ain't gonna tell yes, but but that's my business, not yours, bro. I know you're trying to be funny to impress your boyfriends, but no. When you ask me a question in the comments, and it's supposed to be like something like that, where it's supposed to be funny, don't. It's like don't make fun of the guy with the microphone. Don't make fun of the guy that makes the videos where 300 people watch them. Don't do that, because you're not gonna win. So sorry, you lost. Sorry, you didn't win the game, bro. You lost. So anyway, yeah, Hybrid Nation's a faggot. So anyway, not a faggot as in gay. I mean faggot as in an asshole. So anyway, 51 movies you might see asks. Damn, that's a weird name. Number 1, most disturbing film that you have ever seen. Most disturbing. Oh shit. Most disturbing. That's a good question. Well, one of my most disturbing films I've ever seen was Jacob's Ladder, which of course inspired Silent Hill in a way. That one, David Cronenberg's Existence, I think it's called, with Jude Law and Jennifer Jason Leigh. That movie's just disturbing because it has a whole scene where Jude Law just makes a gun out of a dead fairy thing. You have to watch it. It's very creepy. He makes a gun out of that, and he just like rips this thing apart and he freaking like constructs a meat gun, and it's so disturbing. And also Videodrome from David Cronenberg. That's a really strange movie. Very strange, very great though. All those movies are great. Definitely go check all of them out. So there you go. Number 2 was the most bizarre movie that you've ever seen. Well, that's pretty much the same thing in a way. Most bizarre and disturbing is kind of the same. To me, not the same, but to me it kind of is, because when it's bizarre, it's usually disturbing to me. But you know, if I had to say bizarre, I would say like anything from Monty Python, because that's bizarre and that's way out there. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail is very disturbing. I'm sorry, I'm very terrible at speaking, especially when I'm fucking been speaking for the last hour and my voice is going out. Oh, sorry. And yeah, probably Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I can't think of anything else. So yeah, there you go. I think I answered good enough. Number one from Josie Kickass 66. Anyway, Josh Kickass 66. God damn it. Josh? Wait, Josh is spelled with an H, right? Whatever. Your name, Kickass 66, asks, number one, do you think they should still make more video game movies? Yes, they should. And I think they should do stuff like BioShock and really good stories like BioShock and even Halo. Yeah, I know, freaking people are like, oh, Halo doesn't have a good story. I think it does. But stuff like that, Half-Life, anything with a real good story. I would love to see a Pixar version of Portal 2. That would be great. A Pixar version of Portal 2. I would be happy in the pants if that happened. So, yeah, I think they should. Number two, what do you think about the 2D and 3D movies, I guess? Which one is better? 2D, because I'm tired of 3D, to be honest. I mean, The Avengers was kind of cool in 3D, but nothing amazing, and I enjoyed it much more when I saw it in 2D. And there's so many other movies I just enjoy more in 2D that I saw in 3D when I was in the theaters, like Tron Legacy. I enjoy much more in 2D than 3D. Tangled. I enjoy much more in 2D than 3D, even though the 3D was really good in Tangled. I don't know, I just like 2D more. That's just me. And probably a lot more people than just me. So anyway, that was Josie, I don't know, kick-ass guy. Number one, do you think Fast 6 will be a success? Yes, because Fast 5 was a huge success. And it was actually a lot of fun, seeing that I hate Fast and Furious. I hate all the other ones too. But Fast 5 was a really good movie. Very fun. So yeah, it will be. Number two, do you think that Jim's dad stole the movie American Reunion? Well, him and Stifler, especially when they're together and they're talking, very funny. They're both great. So, yeah. So I would definitely say both of them stole the movie. American Reunion is a very funny movie that bombed, which is sad. Bombed compared to other American Pie movies. Not really bombed compared to other movies, because it did good. I think it was the highest grossing American Pie movie if you take in foreign money. So foreign gross. But it definitely made the least amount of money for any American Pie movie over here in America. So yeah. And the next thing he says is think. So, yeah, Wrestler 5534, those were his questions. I think I forgot to say his name in the beginning, but there you go. I don't know why he says think here. I don't know. I guess he's trying to tell me to think. Like, you don't know how to think. Well, fuck you then. Anyway, Ray John Smith asks, what is your favorite type of game? And will you add me on Xbox Live? What is my favorite type of game? Well, kind of a generic question, but at least it's not. What's your favorite game of all time? What's my favorite type of game? Adventure games. I really like adventure games. I really love action adventure games. Those are two of my favorites. You know, those are my two favorites when they're both together. No, they're usually always together. So, like Uncharted is an action adventure game. I really love FPS shooters when they're done right, and third-person shooters. But my favorite is definitely action adventure. So. There you go. That's my favorite type. When it's a third-person action-adventure game where you just roam around and, I don't know, look at the environment and stuff and just do things. It doesn't need to be a shooter. It just needs to be a cool adventure game. So, there you go. What is your favorite type of game? Alright, will you add me on Xbox? Sure. If you send me a gamer tag, I'll add you. So, anyway, that will be part 2 of my Q&A answer portion. Look forward to part 3 coming up, which will be a shorter version, but this one went on way too long, so yeah. I'm going to end it here. Thank you and bye.